Hey, what's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel, Football Therapy, with me, your host, Jan. I hope you're doing well, mate. I really do hope that. Welcome back to the Stamford Bridge studio. Yes, we have returned here to talk about Chelsea's world domination. That's right. Chelsea owner Todd Boehly looking to employ a multi-club model with Chelsea Football Club and take over the world and become like the Man City Football Group, the RB Group, etc., etc. Interesting, exciting, cynical, potentially, but ultimately, what it would do is give Chelsea the opportunity to grow and win and develop players from around the world. This is how business works, baby. Thank you for joining me. Today we're going to reference a couple of articles from both The Guardian and the Evening Standard. Like I said, it's going to be a streamlined episode here in the studio, so no cuts, more casual, and hopefully you'll enjoy that and stick along for the ride with me. Thank you, dear sweet viewers, for dropping a like on the video. It does mean a lot, and I do appreciate it. And for those of you who aren't subscribed yet, you're welcome to do so, and should you choose to do so, you can hit that sweet, sweet bell, baby. Yeah, man, let's get into it. So I want to jump straight in to Nizar Kinsella's article on the Evening Standard, published just so recently. Breaking news. Both articles today are referencing the fact how Chelsea and Todd Boehly and the new ownership are looking to kickstart a multi-club project. So starting with Naz's article, he says this: Chelsea's new owners are in talks to buy Portuguese club side Portimonense, I'm sticking with that, as part of their plans to build a multi-club model just like Manchester City. Now, this is a top division Portuguese side, so I guess, Liga NOS, I believe it's called, and I believe they're in the top 4. A big club. Obviously, it won't cost anywhere near the amount of peas that Chelsea cost them. Co-owner Todd Boehly confirmed earlier this month that he wants to set up a stable of clubs and has identified Portugal as a good country in which to buy a satellite team. Of course, these satellite teams will revolve around the mothership team, the headquarters team, and that is Chelsea Football Club. Super agent George Mendes has been consulted over clubs to consider in his homeland, Portugal, and discussions have been held with Portimonense, I'm sticking with it, who are 4th in Portugal's top flight. There you go. Chelsea's owners are also exploring the possibility of acquiring a club in Belgium, which I guess you could say is a similar level. You sort of think the Liga NOS, the Eredivisie in Holland or the Netherlands, and the Belgium League, they're all similar. They're all sort of the top end of outside the top 5 leagues, you know. Although one would argue the Championship is stronger than most of them. So they've been exploring Belgium as well, while they have been turned down by French side Sochaux and Brazilian giants Santos. We'll talk a bit more about that in a moment. Boehly and co-controlling owners Bedadik Barley and Jose Feliciano are continuing to search for clubs in Brazil to help them get around work permit issues. By sending young players to South America, they have more time to establish themselves and then hopefully qualify for a permit. And I guess it's just a different football in South America, you know, playing in a different culture, different experiences, nothing really wrong with that. But Brazil, Belgium, and Portugal, that's the trinity of countries and nations that Boehly's looking to buy clubs in for satellite, and to be satellite clubs, and for world domination. City Football Group, owned by the Abu Dhabi United Group, have a staple of clubs in 11 countries. Including 3 in Europe. 11 countries. Hot dog. I just know about New York City one. I knew they had one in Belgium, maybe. But that's wild. 11 different countries. So that might even be more than 11 clubs. That's just 11 countries. So that could be like, you know, more than one in a country. That is absolutely insane for Man City. Am I surprised? No, not really. Chelsea believe in affiliation with other clubs will help give their young players top-level experience elsewhere in Europe. The possibility of helping players from weaker leagues become eligible for UK work permits, which has been harder after Brexit. Hashtag get Brexit done, mate. I'm not a Brexiteer, for those asking. Is another reason behind their interest is in the multi-club model. So yeah, I mean, obviously finances will come into that as well. Boehly is impressed by the Red Bull Football Group, who owns Leipzig and Salzburg. Don't they own the New York Red Bulls as well, the other New York team? And then New York City is this city one, I think. Both of whom are in the Champions League, as well as the teams in the United States and Brazil. Also, how are they getting away with that? Salzburg and Leipzig being in the Champions League? Because that was for ages. If you have two teams, you can't be in the same competition. And they have somehow done their best to convince UEFA that they're not the same company. So they've just changed one from Red Bull and then one to RB. And that was enough. But Todd Boehly's out here going, yeah, they're the same company. We want to do the same. It's making a mockery of the whole rule. But then again, football is done. Quote, obviously Boehly had this to say back at the SALT conference. We've talked about having a multi-club model. I would love to continue to build out the footprint. There are different countries where the advantages of having a club. Red Bull does a good job. Manchester City, a club of big networks. Our goal is to ensure pathways for young stars to get on the Chelsea pitch while getting in real game time. To do that is through another club. It's a really competitive league in Europe. True, Chelsea have long wanted to do this with the Lone Army. Of course, they had an informal relationship with Vitesse Arnhem out in the Eredivisie, of course, the Dutch league. And that seems to have faded away with the new ownership. Of course, we farmed so many players out to the Eredivisie. I don't know, man. If it makes sense, it makes sense. I'm going to read this article from Ed Aarons on The Guardian, and then really we can break this down and talk about how this will benefit us and give you the full detail. And of course, throughout, I would always encourage you guys to give me your comments down in the comment section below. So Chelsea's multi-club network chief made plans with Crystal Palace investor. So Tom Glick, right, is Chelsea's new head of business, the head honcho, and brought in for what we assumed was just marketing, finances, making the club more peas. I guess maybe kind of a little bit your Ed Woodward. I don't know. That was my initial assumption in terms of marketing. But maybe not. He's been given this sort of role to, I guess, build this network. Let's see what's going on. Tom Glick, the executive tasked with helping Chelsea's co-owner Todd Boehly to establish a network of clubs around the world, spent several months working on similar plans with the Crystal Palace investor John Textor. The Guardian can reveal. Dun dun dun. So, yeah, Tom Glick has been tasked with doing this, not just getting new deals with, car tires or whatever generic sponsors. He's actually part of this, building these satellite clubs and whatever. And he's apparently tried to do this before with Palace, matey. Glick, formerly Chief Commercial Officer for Manchester City's owner, City Football Group, he's got previous here, has been instructed by Boehly to take charge of Chelsea's attempts to set up a multi-club network, which could lead to investment in, here we go again, Brazil, Belgium and Portugal, where Textor held talks with Benfica and Porto over potentially buying large stakes. It is understood that Textor, previous Crystal Palace matey, who bought 40% of Palace for £90 million last year, it's quite cheap, isn't it? I don't know. And is expected to add the French side Lyon, that's a big side, to his Eagle football stable. What the hell's an Eagle football stable? Stable, horse, football, ball, eagle, bird. You tell me. That also includes Botafogo in Brazil and the Belgium club RWD Molenbeek in the coming weeks. Has been surprised by Chelsea's attempts to find clubs in the same leagues given his close association with Glick. Look, okay, so what this is saying is Textor wants to do it. He hung out with Glick. Glick joins Chelsea. Now Chelsea wants to do it. You're copying me, guys. You're using the same idea, the same leagues, and this is not nice. Glick was appointed Chelsea's president of business in July. Less than 2 months earlier, he was pictured alongside Textor in a meeting in Sao Paulo that confirmed Botafogo's entry into the new Brazilian Football League. Glick was described then by a Brazilian journalist as a senior advisor to Eagle Holdings. Okay, so Eagle Holdings is Textor guy, so that's where the flying bird comes from. Quote, I brought Tom Glick with me, Textor said in an interview at the time. The two of us together brought a lot of perspectives on opportunities to grow. technologies for television, technologies for consumer-orientated applications, a digital distribution of content to make it more profitable and profitable with international expansion, and we brought examples of how to make money in Brazil and clubs have never tried before. We brought lessons from the Premier League. Also, this is just not about like bringing ideas to other countries to make more money. These man, like Tom Glick, Todd Boehly and stuff, they want to bring this into the Premier League as well. They want to make more money, and they see the Premier League as a hugely undervalued product, which is just crazy because it's like makes silly money. But they look at how much money the NFL makes, like commercially, in terms of the individual's image rights and, you know, takings from stadiums and stuff. There is all that, but also, trust me, there will be a unique streaming platform. This is why your Gary Nevilles and your people that represent Sky, you know, your spokesmen for Sky and BT, they'll get a little bit nervous because certainly the Premier League, maybe not the Champions League, they'll look to do a dedicated streaming service where you just pay straight to the clubs rather than they will eventually try and cut out the middleman. That's what I think, and that's what a lot of this undervalued, brand as the Premier League's coming from. Trust fam. Chelsea have been turned down by Brazilian club Santos, where Pelé spent most of his career, and are understood to make a late bid to buy Lyon this month. Despite Textor having agreed a deal in June. Ooh, the drama, mate. This is like the start of the EastEnders music, mate. Textor must be like, not only are you copying me with this model and these leagues and these clubs, you've tried to gazump me. Good use of gazump there, you don't really hear it anymore. To buy Lyon, you god damn you. I was going to swear there, don't swear, you know. Pretty dramatic and interesting. Chelsea trying to buy Lyon. That's huge, man. And the Lyon women's team is like the best women's team in the world. I know Chelsea and Barcelona are up there, but Lyon won like the Champions League over and over and over. And Lyon are obviously a massive like European team. Obviously Santos is huge as well. Pelé is a big one, but that's where Neymar came from as well. The Brazilian superstars go to Santos before they come to Europe. That, you know, if Chelsea bought either Santos or Lyon, that is absolutely huge. Anyway, back to the drama. The 52-year-old Textor, who made his fortune in digital technology companies before investing in football, is believed to have secured funding from the American investment company, the Ares Management Corp, which brought a 34% in Atletico Madrid last year. Wow, it's all happening. He must be upset with our boy Glick. Glick spent 4 years as chief executive of Derby County before joining Manchester City in 2012, when the Abu Dhabi came in, as chief commercial and operating officer. He took up a similar role at CFG, City Football Group, before becoming president of Tepper Sports and Entertainment, the parent company of NFL side Carolina Panthers and MLS club Charlotte FC. Of course, Chelsea played in pre-season. In a statement announcing Glick's departure at the start of February, Tepper Sports, established by David Tepper, a hedge fund worth £16 billion, who is the richest NFL club owner, he said, stepping aside to pursue other opportunities, moseying on down to Chelsea Football Club and Todd Boehly's plan. Glick is believed to have then worked closely with Textor on his plans to purchase Lyon from a long-time owner, President Jean-Michel Aulas, and has been expected to be confirmed as the chief executive of Eagle Football Holdings until Chelsea stepped in. Wow, gazumping, bitching, backstabbing, business story stuff. Quote, Tom is I guess this is from Chelsea's side. Tom is a terrific addition to Chelsea FC and will advance our long-term plans for the club. That was from Bedad and Feliciano when Glick was appointed. Quote, he has the experience and credentials to elevate our significant global standing and help lead commitment to strengthen our club through investments in squad additions, infrastructure, technology, and the youth academy and the women's team. Ooh la la. Glick and Textor are both expected to be at Selhurst Park on Saturday when Palace play Chelsea. Fight! 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 not friends anymore, one would imagine. I am reading this right. Are you getting this with me as well? Comment down below of what you think of this story. Look, man, this guy, Tom Glick, has been brought in to build Chelsea into a global behemoth, buy loads of clubs, and take over the world. Cynical, but football is cynical in its business. One thing is important. The culture of Chelsea remains the same. Stamford Bridge remains in Fulham. The women's team's good. The academy's good. They recognise the culture and push that in the media. And then do whatever you want. Buy all the other teams as long as you're not, funding states that are like, countries with no human rights and all these problematic things. Sounds good to me, but I put it out to you guys in the comment section. How do you feel about this? World domination beckons. It looks like. I'll be really keen to learn your thoughts, feelings, and opinions down in the comment section. And thank you for dropping a like and subscribing. I appreciate the continued support from you guys, my viewers and subscribers. I love you all very much. Thank you for watching. See you very soon. Peace.